You're watching AccuWeather, all weather, all the time. Here's the latest look at Hurricane Irma, Category 5. Now, as you take a look at the tracking, we're expecting Irma to continue to stay a possible Category 5 as she crosses to the north of Hispaniola, crosses to the north of Puerto Rico, and then likely to be downgraded to a Category 4 as she begins to approach portions of Cuba. Now, if the storm moves over Cuba, it's going to lose a lot of its strength. But right now, it's a Category 5. Winds in excess of 156 miles per hour. The latest warnings, we have the warnings all of Puerto Rico, British Virgin Islands, Anguilla and Barbuda. We're expecting for it to continue to be upgraded possibly for hurricane warnings for everybody eventually. Here's a look at what we're expecting going into Wednesday night. We're looking for the British Virgin Islands and Anguilla for devastating effects from Irma. Then we're looking for a damaging situation for Guadalupe, all the way up towards the U.S. Virgin Islands and towards Puerto Rico going into Wednesday night. And then we're looking at a glancing blow for us in Dominica. But still, we're looking for a chance of heavy rain showers and very steady winds to cause damage in that region. So we're looking for the potential impacts to include dangerous seas, flooding rains, and damaging winds. You're watching AccuWeather, the most trusted name in weather. We're still tracking the latest on Hurricane Irma. Let's go full screen real quick and show you what's happening here. Now, we're expecting Irma to stay at Category 5 for early Wednesday morning going into Thursday, tracking across the Caribbean. But then as she begins to approach Florida, we are expecting for her to stay a Category 4 at the very least, likely on Sunday. Now, it becomes a little bit tricky in what we're expecting. Now, it's already a Category 5 in excess of 156 miles per hour. But we're expecting it to range between 130 to 156 when it begins to strike the Florida coast on Sunday. So winds between 130 to 156 with catastrophic damage will occur as a Category 4. So I don't want you to have a false sense of it's not so bad as a Category 4. It's a major hurricane. It will be that. So it's going to track here Saturday going into Sunday. That's when it's going to approach Florida. And we're looking for destructive winds, flooding rain, all a part of the mix. It's going to, as it leaves from the Caribbean into Florida. Now, here's the tracking that we're expecting. We're looking, most of the models are indicating it's going to move right directly over Florida. Now, if this tracking holds true, that's going to probably provide more devastation with flooding.
You say you've never seen a storm like this.
Aaron, only one comes to mind. 2013 in the Western Pacific, it was Super Typhoon Haiyan. It was the largest tropical system to ever make landfall on any landmass on Earth, and it took over 6,000 lives in the Philippines, in Tacloban. This storm system here, Irwin's only 10 miles per hour weaker. So again, to make landfall with something so massive, I mean, it's hard to just fathom and get your mind around what the system's going to do. Moving toward the Northern Islands and the Lesser Antilles, it's got the British Virgin Islands in its eyesight, Puerto Rico as well. But this system that's moving in is going to easily put, storm surges, possibly 7, 11 feet. It's going to drop heavy rainfall, but the winds are really going to devastate the area, knocking out power and communications and water supplies. You can see where the storm surge is going to be a problem. But really, if you take a look, even at the radar, I have a radar here out of Martinique and Guadeloupe. The eye of Irma is 23 miles in diameter. That is going to swallow, most likely in the eye, Barbuda and Anguilla. So thousands that live there. I mean, you can't just evacuate. So that system moves in as conditions deteriorate tonight. And as we go forward, we're going to be able to watch this system remain over waters that are only going to get warmer. That is jet fuel for this as it approaches Cuba and toward the southeastern U.S. and mainly the coast of Florida. National Hurricane Center's track, again, this is hard to fathom here when you continue to have Category 5 and still Category 4 is considered catastrophic, making its way through the warm waters. We could have storm surges in the Turks and Caicos and southeast Bahamas 20 to 25 feet. That's because it's circulating counterclockwise. So this system, again, all the computer models are in agreement, but sometime Saturday they turn to the north. Until that turn to the north occurs, we're not going to have a great idea of exactly where this system is going to make landfall. So we're going to have to wait. It could go to the west, and we're hoping, the east, we would like to have that, but that window is shutting, still a possibility, and it could head into the Gulf. Aaron?